What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, VOD reviewing a rank 1 North America Wasianiverson. This guy also won the most recent cup. I mean, he's just on an absolute roll, and he's also been playing on his Smurf recently because, I mean, sitting at rank 1's pretty chill. And look at these scores on his Smurf, man. 2.7 AVP, just absolutely, I mean, smurfing it up on his Smurf. So I thought, you know what? We have to watch Wasian play. He's one of the best players to watch. I feel like he's one of those players where I remember his stream title a few sets ago at some point was like perfect TFT robot playing, and I feel like that's what he wants to be. He wants to just play perfect, very, very good TFT. Nothing, you know, like flashy or crazy, like, oh, I'm doing this, you know, crazy comp or crazy pivot or something like that. He's just saying, I'm going to play my best TFT every single game, and usually that will allow me to climb a lot. So yeah, we'll see what happens this game. Start off with the Nidalee 2. I mean, a lot of Nidalees, and Wasian actually holding on to the 4 Nidalees on board here almost suggests that he's thinking about some kind of Nidalee reroll angle here. We don't have any of the other Nitros, and I mean, I'm still, even after the buffs to Nidalee, not that big of a believer in Nitro reroll, but we're going to hold on to TF and Kog'Maw here as some AD item holders, and then look at first augment here. We are in Vi Component Galaxy, so we can kind of take whatever we want as far as items go. You know, we have items wise here, we do have a Sterak's as a slam, and Sterak's I think is an item that's gone up a lot in priority since the buffs to it. It's just, it's so good. I think Wasian at some point in the stream said, yeah, this item, you just build it on anybody and you feel good about it. You'd even be fine throwing it onto like a backliner, just get that solid AD, and then the extra tankiness. And so we could lean towards making a Sterak's here. But yeah, Alter Ego, I mean, we have maybe half, I don't know. I don't love this augment that much anymore. It was kind of solid earlier on the set. We see Golden Fleece here without any Golden Ox units. I'm not really thinking of this that much. It does give you a Graves, right, who could hold on to that, that Sterak's is the only upside. And yeah, wow. I'm actually blown away by the priority here. Also, I need to full screen this so the thingy goes away. But yeah, I'm blown away by the priority here. And look at this double new item slam onto the Graves here. And it's just Golden Fleece, Sterak's, and Kraken's Fury onto the Graves here. Wasian doing a nice hover of those items if you haven't seen them yet. But we did talk about Kraken's in the last video. Got to make some cells here to make gold here. But yeah, wow, the Golden Fleece just straight up rip here and say we're going to play around Graves. Graves also did get buffed this patch to be slightly better, and he really needed it, right? Graves just felt like such an underwhelming unit prior to the buff, but maybe now you can be excited about playing for it. The other nice thing is that this Kraken's is going to end up eventually, because we're Golden Fleece here, very likely we're going to end up playing into Aphelios later. Kraken's fantastic onto Aphelios. I'm kind of curious to see where the Sterak's lands. I mean, you could throw it onto Jarvan, I guess. It doesn't sound like amazing, but it sounds like an item that you could put down. So, I mean, we'll see what Wasian wants to do as far as that. Also going to throw the Vayne on the board here just to get a little bit more physical damage on the backline. Sure, we could play another Bruiser, but honestly, we're looking more for damage in this spot than we are for, you know, frontline. So might as well play the Vayne here. She'll give us a little bit of extra damage, even though she's not a Slayer. This is something that really good players tend to do, is just play a random unit on their board sometimes. And, you know, this will give us some extra damage, 700 damage there. I mean, better than we had before, you know, Mundo was going to do basically no damage. Also, Wasian looking to pop this Anvil as we go into Carousel here, so we can do this little cheese for the Anvil. I think stats-wise, it was Kraken's, Gwynsu, and then +1 onto Aphelios. We can pick it up, yeah, if we want to, and we are going to pick up the Gwynsus for Aphelios. Gwynsu, you know, different. It no longer stacks up on auto attack, but it still just stacks up over time, and Aphelios likes that ability of it stacking up over time. It means that when you get later into the fight, where your chakrams really matter. That's what they're called, right? I never actually played real Aphelios in League, but the chakrams, when he goes pew, 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 pew after his cast, that's when you really need the attack speed. And so the Gwynsu giving you that attack speed later in the fight is fantastic. So it actually works pretty nicely onto Aphelios. And yeah, we have 2 out of 3 BIS onto Aphelios. I believe the last BIS, when I was looking at it, was like IE, weirdly enough. But let's say 6 Golden Ox here, Aphelios, and we'll give him a Gwynsu's Rage Blade and a Kraken's Fury here. And the the stats like Gunblade, IE is fine. IE is like the most frequently built, but stats like most of the other items better. Hextech Gunblade, Deathblade, Last Whisper, Striker's Flail, interestingly enough, just for the crit. Another Kraken's Fury actually doesn't look bad either. Double Kraken's a decent bit better than double, yeah, a lot better than double Guinsoo's. So yeah, and I mean, it makes sense. Double Guinsoo's is kind of dead as a build, just because they don't stack each other up in the way that they used to, where you'd be autoing getting all this extra attack speed, and the attack speed would be giving more attack speed. But yeah, I mean, interesting to see almost a 5 streak from Wasian, just taking Golden Fleece with literally nothing, just slamming these items onto Graves. You're showing the power of the Sterax, the power of the Krakens, and the power of just the Graves. It's pretty cool to see. We do end up getting Rod drop here. I mean, another Guinsoo, but once again, like I said, you don't really want double Guinsoo anymore. I mean, this Death Cap, or what could be a death cap, could go towards Annie later. But honestly, we'll see what Wasian wants to go for here. Definitely think for Bruiser frontline is going to be good for now. I mean, you can think about reforging a Rod here. This bow ends up being last Aphelios item, a Giant Slayer, a Last Whisper or something, and then Rod, hopefully, I believe still BIS for, let me pull up 6 Gold Nox Annie, because Archangel's back in the day was her BIS, and yeah, the stats still say that is by far the best item that you can build onto an Annie with 6 Golden Ox, just getting all that extra HP, or AP, which is scaling up the HP onto Tibber, stuff like that. So we'll see what Wasian wants to build here. We are, I mean, chilling, procking a little bit of Golden Ox here, looking at leveling up here. So first augment is a gold augment, so a second gold augment, I mean, in some ways you don't really want to go second gold augment, because, you know, you're gonna end up in the situation where you're triple econ augment and you just do nothing. I'd like to take combat here. I do think Pandora's Bench could be a cool option here. This could give us 5 costs to roll for potentially finding VA, which would be really nice. Maybe go for like 3-star 4 costs in this comp. We are just going to grab the fire sale here though, even over that, and just say, you know what, it is a solid econ augment, whereas Pandora's is, I mean, Pandora's is also an econ augment, but it kind of turns econ into more econ, whereas Fire Sale actually gives you straight up gold. And so I guess Wasian just wants all the gold to work with here. I mean, he must be saying at this point, we're super rich, we're 61 HP. We can go for a very reasonable like fast 9 in this spot. Also, we do end up making the second Guinsoo's here. I mean, it is an okay slam. Like I said, I believe Guinsoo is not really BIS anymore onto Aphelios, but it is a nice slam here. You can throw it onto Varus, get him auto-attacking quickly. I don't know. I mean, you could maybe Guinsoo onto the Annie. I mean, she'll probably use, what are the stats? I mean, the stats actually say Guinsoo's not that bad onto Annie, just looking at 6 Golden Ox Annie. So, I mean, maybe actually gonna be a Guinsoo's Annie. We'll see. Definitely not better than like a blue buff or a Shojin or something like that, but, you know, acceptable enough to get there. Also, we rotate into this guy who has our same build except with the IE finished here, so they are probably also going to be going for, I mean, these items could kind of go on a lot of units though. Kind of have to go into somebody like Aphelios that attacks a lot when you're building Kraken. So another item here actually will make things kind of interesting. I would think you'd go for the tier if you could get it. If not, maybe we'll just go towards a tank item here. Yeah, I mean, we had to grab this chain here and start building towards some kind of tank item, because we have no tank items made so far, except for, I mean, maybe you could call the Sterax one, but yeah. Pre-leveling up here just to get our Golden Ox value. Yeah, I do think you can just full level here and grab a Warmugs, yeah, for our front line here. I think this makes a lot of sense. I mean, there is other stuff that you could take, but yeah, I feel like the thing we are lacking the most here is actual like frontline items built. So I think taking the Warmugs here makes a lot of sense. So yeah, also look at this Graves, man, just dashed into backline and then just cleared everybody. Wait, this unit looks kind of sick after the buffs, I will say. And yeah, level 7, 60 gold, we're incredibly rich. With this second econ augment, we do have the power to potentially just go fast 9, and with the extra economy of Golden Ox. So when you go fast 9, this opens up you to hitting the Viego, which is what makes this comp so strong, is actually getting 6 Golden Ox on board, actually, you know, farming up components and things like that. Because, you know, if you're just stuck 4 Golden Ox forever, you're going to feel pretty bad. It's just, I mean, yeah, you're not getting a lot of value there. You're not farming up components and things like that. So yeah. But all right, finish off the stage here, pick up a Jarvan. There's our 3 Golden Ox, still waiting on our 4 costs and our 5 costs, obviously. But, you know, maybe we can slight roll on 8 to find one of our Golden Oxes and then just play 4 Golden Ox. We'll see, actually, how Wasian wants to approach this, because it's kind of interesting, the question of how much you roll here, because we could just go straight to 9 here. And yeah, I mean, have to imagine we're going to level here. So do we roll it all, or do we just say, you know what, we're going straight to 9 here? We actually fit the Neferian, which is pretty cool here for Exotech. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a no roll from Wage. And he's saying, you know what, I'm 69 gold here. Why would I roll for 4 golden ox when I could just find golden ox on level 9 here? I mean, I'm so rich in this spot, and I'm 80 HP. So even if we lose some of these fights, it's fine. We will, and even this fight, we take a pretty fantastic loss here. Only 2 units here. So we can easily probably sack 3 and then go level 9. I like this a lot. All right. I mean, Blazing Soul sounds like fine. Oh, he's really thinking. I mean, you are playing for kind of longer fights, especially with Zach later. Yeah, maybe. Oh, wow, he likes reinforcement that much. I mean, this does also allow you to hit 9, but we're going to end up in a triple econ augment spot, which seems a little crazy. But I mean, it has to be that over that. So yeah, we're going to take this. This also, it incentivizes you to roll here a bit, but he's just going to say, now we're going straight to 9. This is triple econ golden ox. Holy, just using the power of, I mean, I'm still blown away by the Sterex Krakens onto this Graves doing so much damage. Thank you for so long. 4.5k from a Graves 1 is pretty crazy, but all right, we're just going to continue pre-procking our golden ox here, saying, you know what, gold is combat if we can keep procking golden ox and, you know, guarantee that we are finding our level 9, finding our Viego, and finding, you know, Aphelios 2 and Ani 2. So yeah, we'll see how Weijin does cap out this board and what we end up finishing with. There is the idea, we didn't pick up Leona earlier, but you can play the Leona Zaya plus Yumi as your kind of like +3 in this comp to get Anima in, you get Vanguard in, you get Marksman in, you get Strategist in. There are also a ton of fantastic 5 costs to play on this board, which is probably what we're going to play for here. There's even Garen already if we can grab it. We're going to grab the tier here for Annie just to get towards some kind of mana item onto her. And I mean, worst case, it could even be like a redemption, or I guess it's not redemption anymore, it's Anima Visage for frontline. But there's Annie too if we want it. Pick up Zach really quickly, which is huge for us here. And we're going to basically full sell the entire board and make the pivot. There's Leona, we're picking this up as well. Picking up all these blobs, picking up Aphelioses, picking up some Kobukos on the way here. We find Garen, we do, and we hit basically everything. This was fantastically played. We didn't find Aphelios too, and we are going to Gwinsu there. Move these items over to Zach, and the Sterax going to go on Zach for now. A little bit interesting, but I mean, hey, it's solid, and look at the amount of gold that we're farming and components from Aphelios here. The other, I think, really smart thing, and Weijin was looking for this from start. I mean, we found a Zach. Zach is so broken in Golden Ox because you're farming all of this extra gold, which is fueling your Zach. It's allowing you to get to the point where you're actually farming up all these Zach blobs, and boom, roll down to 40 Golden Ox stacks there and pick up all these blobs onto Zach, which is just so huge here. So really, anytime you're playing Golden Ox, you are so excited if you find a Zach. And that's why we went just straight to level 9 using all this Econ, and we're going to convert that Econ into a huge Zach. I will say, we are losing this fight to the Shaco reroll player. They are on a pretty strong power spike, Shaco 3 plus the Mundo 3. We do get our Golden Ox mod here, which is nice, throwing this onto Zach, I imagine, just to make him deal a little bit more damage, which is kind of funny. But I mean, Golden Ox mod, never bad. The amount of damage amp that you're getting is just simply disgusting. And yeah, I mean, this board might be our board. We don't have Marksman onto the board, which feels a little bit awkward. So we'll see what the final version ends up being. Take another belt here for potentially another Warmogs, actually. And yep, we're going to roll down here, pick up Garen too, pick up as many mods as we can, or as many blobs as we can find, and get our Golden Ox proc there. Going to move Sterax over to Garen. Yeah, I love this. Warmogs here. Finish blue buff onto Annie. Yeah, these items look fantastic here. And then Golden Ox must go onto Zach here, because he's probably honestly going to do a lot of damage. We really want Zach 2. Zach 2 is what's going to stabilize us. Garen 2, kind of take it or leave it. This unit is like kind of a whatever item holder, but you can see just this Zach so tanky with this board, doing decent damage too. 4.4k, a lot of damage. There is, wow, Kobuko 2 and the Viego 2, so you can be happy with that. And so yeah, it ends up just being, this is going to be our board. It's just kind of 5 cost soup, 6 Golden Ox, and then 3 5 cost Garen, Kobuko, and then Zach. And then we also have one, no, that's 9 units. So yeah, that is our board. And then also we have the other 5 cost and Viego. So as many 5 costs as we can fit, essentially. Kind of the Bill Gates Golden Ox board looks really, really nice. And yeah, we don't have Marksman for Aphelios, but hey, we're getting AD from Kraken Slayer, so it's not the end of the world. You know, Annie is getting, I mean, everything that she cares about. There's Zach 2, so yeah, I would be very tempted to just roll it deep here and try to find Zach 2 in this spot here. That is 6 and now 7 Aphelioses. The win con in Golden Ox is very frequently going for 3-star 4 costs, just because one, I mean, some of these units are less contested than others, depending on the lobby. Aphelios, being taken by Vanguard Marksman. This guy's also stealing our Annies, so we can't take that. But I mean, It looks like Aphelios is very uncontested in this lobby, which means, I mean, 7 Aphelios already. We could very well hit that. I guess, yeah, we can just look for a last Annie item here. The Void Staff is pretty decent onto her because she is a very frequent caster, so she's taking advantage of it. The Void Staff is also really, really nice for Zac damage as well, who's, you know, all AP. I mean, it must be Bruiser Mod. That's the only active trait that we have in here. That's another Aphelios, so I think you just send it every round, and wow! Wage in a little, honestly, disbelief here, the fact that he hit that so easily. And yeah, Bruiser Spat just going to go into the Aphelios here because, I mean, why not? Maybe, honestly, had we not hit this, it probably would have gone onto Garen. But, I mean, now that we have an Aphelios 3, only way we can lose a fight is if he gets blown up. And yeah, that is a 5-5 Aphelios 3 from wasianiverson. And I mean, I must imagine that we are just going to clear the rest of the lobby at this point. Not really much else for Wasian to do. Yeah, he can sit back, take a sip of his water, and just wait. I mean, it's a pretty healthy lobby. This lobby's not going to end for a few rounds. So we can just watch the sweet power of Aphelios 3 clear boards with, I wouldn't say BIS, but pretty good in slot PGIS for Aphelios here. Honestly, he just kind of methodically works his way through the board. I mean, once he gets his cast off, it's like every single unit just dies in one auto. And we're also farming all this extra gold and items. I mean, it's actually, I feel like been a while since we farmed an item from Golden Ox. Kind of getting scammed here a little bit. I feel like we should have farmed more at this point, but all good, I think. I think Wasian probably feels fine about how this game went. So yeah, the triple, I mean, it's such a cool game plan to go triple Econ into just super fast 9. Allows you to play for the Zac, obviously, and I don't think Wasian from minute 1 was thinking that he would play for Aphelios 3, but certainly once he got to that 3rd Econ augment, you can consider it. I mean, yeah, I think you just LW onto the Garen and feel fine about it. And yeah, we might as well push 10 here because, I mean, what else are we really rolling for here? Except for Zac too, but I mean, we're so rich that I don't think we even really need to roll for it. A little lazy positioning from Wasian, letting himself get Sejuani stunned here. Don't think it's going to make too much of a difference because this Aphelios, especially with the Bruiser mod, is probably just unkillable with all that extra HP. Like, how are you actually going to deal with it? This guy, yeah, we just got to scout and make sure nobody hits 3-star 4 costs aside from us, right? I mean, that is the only way that we can actually lose this game. And, ooh, hold on to the Kobuko. Oh, I mean, maybe we could go for a 3-star 5 cost on top of it. One guy we just scouted there did have a Kobuko, so we'll probably have to wait until it's top 2 to look for that. But I mean, you got all the gold in the world, might as well go for it here. We get an IE here, which is solid onto the Garen. This LW is kind of awkward. So yeah, now we actually make GSTG, which looks fantastic. Oh my God. We can throw the TG onto the Viego, get another Golden Ox. Oh my God, that goes onto Garen. Isn't this spot just disgusting, man? Wasian is clearly very happy. This spot is just too gross. We pick up the 2-star Zac. I mean, honestly, what do you even play on this board? Did he even put another unit in? Yeah, he just let the Kobuko go in. This guy FFs because he realizes, yep, I am dead. And once this other guy goes down, it might be another FF. How far into the video are we? We're only 17 minutes. I mean, this game could be over because, I mean, it's probably optimal for this guy to just FF here, though. Wow, the anti-BM, I don't know what you want to call it, but he's actually going to play it out here and say, you know what? I'll play it out. I'll make you kill me. I'm 38 HP. We'll take a few fights. This does give, I was going to say, this gives Wasian the ability to go for 3-star 5 cost, but then he says, actually, I'm going to get out of there. So just beautifully play a Golden Ox game from wasianiverson, playing obviously for his max cap. Why does it show a Braum 3 on his board? That's really weird. Did Viego steal a Braum? It must have been that, yeah. But yeah, beautiful game from him, showing off the power of the new items with the Sterak's and the Kraken, and then also just the power of Golden Ox when you take Golden Fleece. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and Metafy. All my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.